It might seem surprising, but in recent years, many medical professionals have increasingly advised individuals aged 75 and older to reduce, rather than increase, their walking. This advice can certainly cause bewilderment, as we've been told throughout our lives that regular walking is a cornerstone of good health and longevity. However, after a certain age, specifically 75, circumstances change dramatically. Doctors strongly urge older adults to reevaluate their physical activity priorities, as excessive or improper walking can lead to dangerous falls, serious injuries, and a rapid decline in overall health. Instead of relying solely on endless steps, there are 6 far more effective and powerful methods that can significantly better maintain physical strength and ensure long-term independence. For those aged 75 and above who seek a more meaningful rather than exhausting life, this information could be the turning point they've been waiting for. 1. Balance training. As individuals enter and pass their mid-70s, the ability to maintain balance becomes a fundamental and crucial aspect for preserving autonomy and preventing potentially dangerous injuries. The core issue isn't about increasing miles walked, but rather adopting a mindful and safe approach to movement. Ultimately, even a single fall can lead to severe consequences: fractures, hospitalization, and, just as importantly, a profound loss of self-confidence that sometimes never fully recovers. Targeted balance training strengthens key muscles responsible for body stabilization, significantly improves coordination, and positively impacts overall posture. Effective exercises include standing on one leg, walking heel to toe in a straight line, or performing gentle, adapted yoga poses, which can truly work wonders in enhancing one's sense of balance. Consider the illustrative case of Helen, a 78-year-old retired teacher. For a long time, she believed that prolonged walks were sufficient for maintaining good physical shape. However, after Helen began integrating simple yet effective balance exercises into her daily routine, she soon noticed significant improvements in her gait. Her steps became more confident. She no longer felt apprehensive moving on uneven surfaces, and her once persistent fear of falling completely disappeared. This newfound confidence allowed her to participate more enthusiastically in various social activities and even return to her beloved gardening, which she had previously hesitated to do due to concerns. This fundamental shift, from emphasizing the quantity of steps to focusing on the quality and safety of movement, vividly demonstrates a crucial truth for people over 75. True value lies not in how far one can walk, but in how well and confidently they do it. Thus, balance training is not meant to exhaust the body. Instead, it aims to empower it to remain flexible, agile, and responsive. Leading medical experts consistently emphasize this transformation in approach to physical activity, as falls remain one of the primary causes of traumatic mortality among the elderly. Systematic balance training, therefore, forms a reliable protective shield that significantly minimizes this critical risk. Moreover, an improved sense of balance directly contributes to maintaining the ability to perform routine daily tasks, such as safely climbing stairs or independently standing up from a chair without assistance, which is a cornerstone of personal independence. Consequently, instead of exhausting yourself with miles of walking daily, it is more advisable to focus on exercises that purposefully challenge your stability. Initially, such practices might seem unfamiliar or even difficult, but with patience and persistence, they will inevitably become an integral part of your daily routine, nourishing both your physical body and peace of mind. It's important to remember that for individuals over 75, reducing walking in favor of more intensive balance training can grant additional years of confident, fulfilling, and active life. This is, in essence, a simple change with profound benefits, and every older adult should seriously consider integrating it into their individual wellness plan. 2. Flexibility and joint mobility. Upon reaching 75, many older adults traditionally focus on walking as their primary, and sometimes sole, form of physical activity. However, a vital aspect like flexibility is often unjustly overlooked. This oversight is a costly mistake. Stiff joints, Progressive limitation in range of motion and chronic muscle tension don't just make routine daily tasks difficult. They subtly but steadily create fertile ground for injuries, chronic pain syndromes, and, consequently, a gradual loss of personal independence. Regular exercises aimed at developing flexibility and improving joint mobility contribute to smoother, more harmonious body movement, significantly reduce discomfort, and allow individuals to enjoy each day with greater ease and effortlessness. A prime example is Arthur, a 76-year-old retired mechanic. He always enjoyed his daily walks, but over time, he noticed it became increasingly difficult to get out of bed or bend down to pick up a dropped item. His knees felt constantly stiff, and his back continuously bothered him with an aching pain. The doctor he consulted clearly explained that walking alone was insufficient for maintaining complete health. Arthur needed to actively engage in stretching and purposefully work on his joint mobility. Following the advice, Arthur began a simple morning routine. He gently stretched his arms, performed shoulder circles, and softly loosened his hips and knees. Within a few weeks, he happily noted that his movements became freer and easier, and the exhausting back pain gradually receded. Flexibility, unfortunately, naturally declines with age, particularly noticeable in the spine, hips, and shoulder joints. However, there's encouraging news. Regular stretching can partially compensate for this loss. Gentle flexibility exercises not only improve blood circulation in the joints, but also actively nourish connective tissues, thereby preventing the development of chronic stiffness. The key to success here is not the intensity of the workouts, but their systematic and consistent nature. There's no need to aim to touch your toes or do a split. Even the simplest movements, such as smooth neck rotations, wrist circles, seated hamstring stretches, and ankle flexes, prove remarkably effective when performed daily. Beyond the obvious physical benefits, flexibility also brings significant mental advantages. Older adults who consciously focus on developing their flexibility often report improved mood and sleep quality. The reason is that when the body feels more relaxed and less tense, a person stops constantly battling discomfort. This state of deep relaxation promotes more restful sleep, improved posture, and even reduced anxiety levels. Maintaining flexibility also directly supports balance, which we discussed earlier, allowing the body to adapt more gracefully and confidently to uneven surfaces or sudden changes in movement. It's also important not to forget that joint mobility plays a colossal role in protecting the body from injuries. When joints function properly and their movements are unrestricted, they absorb impact loads much more effectively and significantly reduce excessive pressure on muscles and tendons. This, in turn, reduces the risk of developing inflammatory processes in chronic conditions like arthritis. For example, gentle circular movements in the hip and shoulder joints help maintain necessary lubrication within the joints and improve overall coordination of movements. Perhaps at first glance, this doesn't seem like a full workout, but it's one of the most effective ways to maintain your body's stability and functionality. So, if you believe that walking alone is a panacea for staying in shape, it's time, quite literally, to broaden your perspective. After 75, dedicating just a few minutes daily to flexibility and joint mobility can yield enormous long-term benefits. It's not just about being able to touch your toes, but about living with ease, moving without fear, and feeling harmony within your own body. This is something each of us, especially as we age, undoubtedly deserves. 3. Nutritional balance. The importance of proper nutrition increases manifold with age. After 75, a focused emphasis on a balanced diet, carefully adapted to the body's changing needs, can profoundly impact overall health and well-being. As we age, the body's metabolism slows, digestive efficiency may decline, and the absorption of vital nutrients becomes less effective. This means that food choices take on unprecedented importance. Linda, a 77-year-old retired teacher, often felt sluggish and chronically lacked energy, despite believing she maintained a healthy diet. After consulting a qualified dietitian, she was surprised to discover that simply adding more nutrient-dense foods and paying close attention to protein intake helped her regain lost vitality and effectively maintain muscle mass. Protein, in particular, plays a critically important role in tissue repair processes and maintaining a robust immune system. Nevertheless, many older adults, without realizing it, consume significantly less than the recommended amount of this macronutrient. Lean meats, fish, dairy products, as well as beans and various legumes, are excellent sources of protein that are easy to integrate into a daily diet. However, nutrition is much more than just protein intake. Sufficient intake of vitamins and minerals, such as calcium, vitamin D, B12, and magnesium, is fundamental for maintaining bone health, optimal brain function, and efficient energy production. Older adults often face difficulties meeting these needs due to changes in appetite, dental health issues, or undesirable interactions with medications. Including colorful fruits and vegetables in the diet helps provide the body with valuable antioxidants and fiber, which promote healthy digestive function and reduce inflammatory processes. Hydration, or maintaining water balance, is another critically important factor. Even minor dehydration can lead to confusion, chronic fatigue, and urinary problems. The common misconception that the sensation of thirst diminishes with age can lead to older adults consuming insufficient fluids, thereby significantly increasing health risks. Adapting nutrition after 75 involves creating a sustainable and, importantly, enjoyable eating plan that will holistically nourish the body. This also implies consciously limiting excessive intake of salt, sugar, and highly processed foods, which can exacerbate common conditions like hypertension and diabetes. Many healthcare professionals strongly recommend that older adults switch to smaller, more frequent meals. This approach significantly eases digestion and helps maintain stable energy levels throughout the day. Cooking methods also play an important role. Opting for steamed, baked, or stewed dishes allows for much better nutrient retention compared to frying. It's important to note that the social aspects of eating should by no means be overlooked. Shared meals with family or friends can not only improve appetite, but also positively impact mental health. This emphasis on nutrition is not just another diet, but rather a fundamental lifestyle change that purposefully supports physical strength, mental clarity, and the body's resilience to various diseases. Adopting such an approach helps older adults enjoy their golden years with more energy, fewer health complications, and a significantly better overall quality of life. 4. Mental well-being. Mental well-being takes on an entirely new level of significance after reaching age 75. As an individual's emotional landscape undergoes changes parallel to physiological transformations, many older adults face oppressive feelings of loneliness, anxiety, or even depression. These conditions can suddenly and sharply undermine their quality of life and overall physical health. Consider Harold, a 79-year-old retired engineer who, after the tragic loss of a close friend, began to avoid all social activity. Despite remaining physically healthy, his mood noticeably darkened, and he felt disconnected from the world around him. Recognizing the detrimental impact of these feelings, Harold decided to join a local senior group and began practicing mindfulness meditation. These steps helped him restore a lost sense of peace and regain a feeling of belonging. Mental health in later life is often closely linked to cognitive function. Maintaining a sharp mind is no less important than caring for the physical body. Actively engaging in mentally stimulating activities, such as solving puzzles, regular reading, or learning new skills, can slow the natural decline in cognitive function and significantly boost self-esteem. It is also vitally important to develop and maintain meaningful relationships. Strong social connections provide emotional comfort and significantly reduce the risk of mental health problems. In addition to active socialization, stress management through practices like deep breathing, gentle yoga, or guided imagery can significantly reduce the harmful effects of chronic stress hormones on the brain and body. Sleep quality also plays a crucial role in maintaining mental well-being. Older adults often experience changes in sleep patterns, which in turn can exacerbate anxiety or cognitive issues. Establishing a consistent sleep schedule, limiting caffeine intake, and creating a calm, relaxing environment before bed are simple but extremely effective steps. It is crucial to understand when professional support is needed. Counseling, therapy, or medication may be necessary to effectively manage more severe mental disorders, and there should be absolutely no shame in seeking such help. Family members and caregivers can provide crucial support by listening attentively and encouraging open conversations about feelings and concerns. It's important to note that purposeful care for mental well-being empowers older adults to cope with the inevitable challenges of aging with remarkable resilience and grace, significantly enhancing their sense of purpose and joy in daily life. When mental health is prioritized, it inevitably has a positive impact on physical health, contributing to a holistic and harmonious approach to healthy aging. 5. Strength training. Muscle strength naturally declines with age. However, this does not mean we must resign ourselves to weakness as an inevitable attribute of old age. On the contrary, building and maintaining muscle strength after 75 is one of the most powerful and effective ways to preserve mobility, significantly reduce the risk of falls, and enhance overall quality of life. Strength training focuses not just on increasing muscle volume or size. It's about developing functional strength, the strength that allows you to easily carry groceries, effortlessly get up from a chair, or confidently climb stairs. Consider the story of Robert, a 79-year-old retired engineer who initially believed that lifting weights was exclusively for young people or professional bodybuilders. After consulting his doctor, he began a gentle strength training program, using resistance bands and light dumbbells at home. Within a few months, Robert noticed significant improvements not only in muscle tone, but also in his energy levels and overall mood. He was able to garden longer, actively play with his grandchildren, and even resume bowling, activities he thought were forever in the past. The psychological boost from feeling stronger and more capable cannot be overstated. Physiology experts emphasize that strength training purposefully stimulates muscle fibers that would otherwise atrophy with age, thereby preserving vital muscle mass, which, in turn, supports bone health and joint stability. Beyond the obvious physical benefits, regular strength training is linked to improved insulin sensitivity and normalized metabolism. This contributes to effective weight control and significantly reduces the risk of developing chronic diseases like diabetes. It's important to note that incorporating strength exercises into your routine does not require an expensive gym membership. Simple exercises like chair squats, wall push-ups, or lifting ordinary household items can be extremely effective. The key here is consistency and gradually increasing resistance to safely but sufficiently challenge the muscles. It is crucial to work within your individual capabilities and always consult with medical professionals to develop a program that is ideally adapted to your current health condition. After 75, focusing on strength development means regaining control over your body's physical abilities, significantly enhancing your independence, and minimizing the likelihood of injuries. Therefore, instead of striving for longer walks, it is more advisable to dedicate time to exercises that purposefully build muscle strength. This is a smarter and undoubtedly safer approach that contributes to longevity and the preservation of vital energy. This shift in focus not only preserves your physical function, but also empowers you mentally, reinforcing the profound belief that age is just a number and strength is accessible at any stage of life. Concluding thoughts. Looking back at all the important aspects discussed in detail today, it becomes abundantly clear that after 75, self-care extends far beyond simply increasing the number of steps taken. It means purposefully and consciously focusing your energy on nutrition, strength development, maintaining mental and social health, regular medical care, and forming healthy daily habits. All these elements collectively shape your quality of life. As a vivid example, consider Sarah, An 80-year-old woman who initially firmly believed that longer walks were the key to staying healthy. However, after years of chronic fatigue and frequent falls, she realized the need for a change in approach and learned to instead incorporate strength training, pay more attention to quality nutrition, and actively develop social connections. Her life transformed dramatically because she managed to shift her focus. This is the kind of transformation we wish for everyone who has read this information today. Aging is not a limitation, but rather the art of prioritizing what truly supports and benefits you. Embrace these 6 key areas, and you will give yourself the best chance to live a longer, healthier, and happier life. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Many people have already walked this path and found joy and vitality by changing their approach to self-care. Take small but confident steps, be consistent in your efforts, and most importantly, be kind to yourself. It's never too late to make positive changes that will brighten your days and strengthen your years, filling them with meaning and well-being.